Hey everyone, I'm Brittany Smith from LSA's Marketing and Communications Office, and you're watching Just in Time, a video series where we provide students with information about resources and support during the COVID-19 crisis. Today we have Michael Hartman, Assistant Director of Student Recruitment for Transfer Initiatives and Partnerships. Michael can talk a bit about how his program is adjusting to meet students' needs during this time of remote learning. Hi, Michael. Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I'm fine, Brittany. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Good.
What resources are available for transfer students that they can access remotely? And how have resources for students shifted to support them during this time of remote learning?
So it's a little difficult, as you can imagine, to recreate the community that is part of the Transfer Student Center, which is a big part of what we do for our current transfer students. And so we've been working with some current students around issues that they may be taking classes somewhere else during the summer, and they have questions about changes in those courses due to things going online and things of that sort. But predominantly our work with students during this time that we've all been working remotely has been with prospective students and admitted students, because we just admitted the transfer student class for the fall, and they are all in the process of making their decision about whether LSA is the right choice for them.
And this is normally the season for prospective students to visit campus. So, how have you adapted campus day visits and other recruitment and outreach efforts?
Yeah, we usually do a lot of on-campus visit for our admitted transfer students where they have a chance to really talk to a lot of people. Um, and so obviously we can't do that. So one thing that we have been doing is we've expanded our webinar series, and we've always done webinars to some extent for students who can't get to campus who are admitted. But this year we've expanded that. So we're offering the webinar, I think 19 different times, and we currently either have we have over 250 students who've already logged in for one or are registered for a future one. And so we're reaching a lot of students in that way. And those webinars cover all the sort of nuts and bolts about the transfer process, because that is something that students really are concerned about a lot of times, and especially in this time of more uncertainty about how their credits will transfer, how they'll count for their degree and things like that. So we want to make sure that the students understand all that, and then also we introduce them to everything that's really cool about LSA. So we talk about the Opportunity Hub and how that can really help them, define their path as an LSA student. And then we focus a lot on some of the very transfer-specific supports that exist within LSA. So we talk about Your Ops Changing Gears program, the optimized program. We talk about our Transfer Connections mentorship program, the great things that the Science Learning Center offers, and a lot of other resources for students, because we really want them to be excited about coming to LSA, to really understand what they're going to get out of their LSA degree. But we also want to make sure that they have all the information they can get up front so that they can make a good decision about whether it's the right choice for them.
What services are still available to students and how can they access them?
So we still work with students who are prospective and admitted students. And quite honestly, for prospective students, some of what we're doing today is not different from what we've done before, because we get transfer students from all over the world. So a lot of times we work with students fairly significantly remotely anyway, by email or phone conversations and things of that sort. And so all those services are still available. We're willing to work with students in any way that they need to. We're hope that if current transfer students have questions or not sure where to go, they can contact us and we can sort of route them to the right person on campus to get their questions answered.
Which ties into my next question. If students have specific questions or needs, is there anyone available who can answer them?
Yeah, so they can email us at lsatransfercenter@umich.edu, and we will answer their questions. So either myself or Nick Trinsky, our recruiting coordinator, will answer their email. And then if it's simple questions that we can answer by email, we'll simply do that. Otherwise, we may set up a time to either talk with them by phone or connect with them online. And then again, if they have specific questions that are not necessarily something that we can answer, we'll refer them somewhere on campus to get their questions answered. Prospective and admitted students can also reach out directly to the academic departments, because a lot of times their questions have to do with how credits fit into their majors or how long it's going to take them to graduate with specific majors. So they can reach out directly to the academic departments for those concerns also.
Great. Is there anything else that you want current or prospective students to know right now?
So current students, I would say, stay connected with your professors, with your academic advisors. They're your key resources for getting through this. For prospective students, continue to reach out to us. We're happy to plan for you to, which courses you might want to take to be prepared to transfer in the future. And then for admitted students, I would say attend a webinar and then ask more questions afterwards.
Great. Well, thanks again, Michael, for speaking with me today. This was a great conversation.
Thank you, Brittany.
Great. And that wraps up today's Just in Time. Stay tuned for our next video. Be safe out there, and we'll talk to you soon.